Okay, in this tutorial, we're going to look at a super quick sound design technique for you that's perfect for creating vocal pads. Now, before we take a listen to the example, as a quick heads up for you, this technique is absolutely dynamite with the Bringing Atmospheres to Life tutorial that I put out a couple of weeks back. So straight after watching this, you're going to want to jump to that one because they really work beautifully together. So let's have a listen to the pad sound that we're going to be making. It's a nice kind of eerie pad sound that we've got going on there. And this is how it started life. Now, I should point out that you don't just have to use vocals for this. You can try all sorts of textures and get some really, really cool pad ideas. But if you are using vocals, it's really important that you pick something that's got a sustained pitch. So it might be a sample like this. It could be a choir sample. It could just be any singer that you like, as long as you've got a part of the audio where they're holding one particular pitch. And then this is how we're going to make the pad. So we've dropped the audio into a sampler and we're going to loop it up. But before we do that, I just want to talk you through the effects that are going on here. So it's fairly standard, a delay and a reverb. I've got a pretty generous setting on the dry wet here. I find that 3/16 works well, ping pong, around 50% feedback. Now what this is going to do is add some nice stereo width and some nice movement. And then the reverb is set up to be really lush. So I've gone for a massive size on this, pushed the stereo. Again, quite a strong decay time, 4.5 seconds, and then a generous dry wet. Now, the reason that I've gone quite high on the dry wet, as well as the thickness, the lushness, the sort of stereo vibe, is that it helps to hide the loop points as the sample is looping over. And I find it's best to have these set up already, because then you hear much more of what the final texture will be like, what the finished product is going to be. And then it's as simple as finding a nice point to loop in your sample. Keeping in mind that what we're really aiming for here is a section where we've got a sustained note, so a single pitch, and ideally a relatively flat volume. Now, the beauty of these effects is they do hide that to quite a large degree, and that's why it's good to have them on first, because it stops you overthinking and over fiddling around with this. So that's perfect. Now you can probably hear we got a few clicks and pops. That's where our crossfade comes in. And that's it, you've got your basic sound. Now I'm just playing one note there, but when you play a chord, it really starts to thicken out nicely. So it's a really nice sound. Now, of course, you're going to want to go in, set things like your envelope in here. So I've got quite a long attack on this, so it fades in, and quite a long release as well. 3 seconds attack, 3 seconds on the release. That just gives us that gentle fading in and fading out kind of vibe on the sound. Last few touches. You're probably going to want to get an EQ in on this. In this case, I wanted to cut out some of the muddy frequencies. And that's it, you're good to go. Now, one final tip for you on this one. Once you've got the texture down, this basic texture that you're happy with, try experimenting. Go a bit mental, throwing some other effects at this. Things like distortion and other coloration effects like saturation are all fair game. Any of your modulation effects, your chorus, flanger, phaser, all of this stuff is really, really good. So there you go, super fast for creating a variety of different pad sounds. If you like this technique, you want to grab more like this, then pick up a free copy of our ebook, 101 Ableton Tips for House and Techno Producers. I've stuck the link underneath this video and in fact all of our other videos for you, so it's super quick to bag yourself a copy. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Until next time, take care and happy music making.